That's me done because I've got to buy a new cradle.
So,
we'll
so
call
you've
that
got a
Griffith's cradle
pretty
knife.
competitive boat for 20 grand.
So let's run through what I've got. I've got a...
What did you end up with?
Well, I ended up with a Axiom
Yes.
that I've rebuilt the foredeck
Yeah.
and deck to be a modern style boat. I've got a... Now, do you think I'm just going to put this wing package on standard? No. I'm going to chop the wing package up like Bruce Cooper has and put a bit of curve in. So I'm going to have a modern-ish wing package.
Sure,
Mark II wing package. I am going
just for the ones that don't know, a friend of ours, Bruce Cooper, cut the front wing bars in 2 spots and curved them.
Yeah, and then he broke them. And then he fixed them.
Oh yeah, it wasn't going to be strong.
but he got no worries. So I'm going to use that. So have the Mark II style high wing frame, as opposed to keeping it level. Running a standard older mast, maybe a bit of carbon there. Running a Swift small horizontal on a standard Mark II vertical. So I would say competitive front foil package. Rear foil Mark 2.3 with a medium anhedral. If I want to go smaller, I can just chop the tips off. So my foil package is a $6,000 single foil package. I think I'm going to do okay. I think
you're going to do okay.
Mast and sail would be better.
Look, you still have a few things slowing you down. You've got a 2.0 centerboard vertical, which is a little bit fat.
Well, I couldn't afford one.
Big cord, a little bit. Yeah, look, you're not too bad. You've also got a Mark II medium rudder, bit large. It's okay.
But I can cut it down.
Can you?
Yeah. You can. Is it going to be faster? Maybe not, but I can cut it down. All right. So
not bad.
So while you run through, I'm going to do some sums here, and then while I do that, why don't you run through your package?
You will find that is going to be quicker than a Mark II you buy secondhand for 20 grand.
All right.
You're going to get overall a better platform and a better foil package and a better
But
rig.
it's not ready to sail.
No, there's 400 hours of boat work for your beginner that's never
But we don't count those
had
hours.
any experience in the Moth class.
So that's me. I'm on the table.
Look,
Over to you, Luka.
I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm going to assume that our newcomer to the Moth class is from a laser background, and he does not know what carbon is.
So he likes hiking.
He likes hiking. He's going to do very well because he's fit. But he doesn't want to spend 600 hours rebuilding a boat. He just wants to buy the stuff, have it relatively fit. It's not going to fit perfectly, but it's within the realms of somebody that's fairly new to the class.
Sorry.
But my focus, Bruce, is I want this thing to be top 20. And in order to do that, there's 2 things that make the most difference in Moths, which is rig and foils. So I'm not going to compromise on these things. I want this boat to have the best rig and foil package that's equivalent to pretty much what Slingsby used to win the Worlds. So we're talking this boat will do well, very well. So if you'd like to bring it up, Bruce, what am I buying? You've done your numbers?
No, I'll show mine at the end.
But go back to that. So, and I think I can be under 20 grand. I think I'm going to be very, very price competitive.
Okay.
The boat that I'm buying, and I love this thing. I was amazed when I saw it, but I'm actually buying Adam May's built Mistress, which was an inspiration for my boat back when it was built 10 years ago. So this boat is on Moth Buy and Sell on Facebook for £2,000.
What?
Absolute bargain. I'm buying this. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not sight unseen. I've just said yes. Buy this. £2,000. That's a little bit less than 3,500 Australian dollars. It's a very good looking boat. It's already got a lot of the things that I want out of it. Now I'm not going to modify this extensively.
Let's see what you've got.
Let's see what I get.
This is Mistress 3117, currently up for sale by James Turner. It's a lovely boat, as you can see. It needs work. However, it's a great project for someone starting out.
Yeah.
Okay, he did it himself. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, he can't sell it anymore. Sorry to hear that, Mr. Turner, James Turner. Comes with 2 sails. A 7 out of 10 training sail with a North. And a 9 out of 10 race sail, which is KA. Really? Is that the way they run? Okay. It has new rigging and has been re-roped with blocks around January 2020. So
I'm very happy about that.
yeah,
That's
a big
because I'm going to throw
cost.
everything else away.
It's a big hidden cost. It comes with 1 rudder, 1 main foil. I didn't even look what my rudders are for. I'm sure.
I did not even read the foil package on this thing or the sail package.
He was going to fix the bowsprit and has quotes for that he's happy to pass on. So you get some quotes.
Look, I've got my own quotes. I'm all set. Look, I'm buying this thing for £2,000, $4,000.
But he is open to offers, so you could.
No, I think it's a great price. I don't want to haggle. I think it's a fair deal. In fact, I'll tell him if he would like to keep the sails and the foils, that's perfectly fine. I will not even get the foils. So,
interestingly, the sail number on the sail is GBR 4040. That actually looks not bad, actually. But yeah, it's looking a little bit tight. But it's okay.
So what I'm doing with this now is I'm just going to keep the hull. That's all I'm keeping. I'm keeping the hull and the trolley because it did say it has I think it says a very good launching trolley. So I'm glad that the trolley is good. I'm going to keep the trolley. I'm going to keep the boat. The money, if I choose to...
I'm sorry, that doesn't look like it's a sail bag under the bow of the boat.
It's lifted so you can see the boat.
It doesn't look... Yeah.
It's but nonetheless, look, it's got good tramps. It's got profiled wing bars, spreaders. Yeah, look, when I sell the sail for $50, I will buy new spreaders for $50.
Yep.
So this is what I'm doing. I've got my expense. I'll get my numbers out.
There's your trolley.
I bought my boat for $4,000. I'm going to go. I'm not going to muck around. I'm going to get straight to my friend Rob Greenash. I'm going to buy a brand new North sail, North DSX
World Championship winning
sail, low aspect, deck sweeping, set up on a 5100 mast. That's going to cost me $4,000, and I'm going to buy a CST Tow Pro mast for $1,500 or thereabouts, with a soft tip. Can't have multiple tips under my budget, so I'm just going to go a soft tip.
But that's somewhere you can expand
base,
later as your budget increases.
5100 mast, and that brings me up to $9,500, just under $10,000. Then I'm going to buy a Swift Small for $3,000 off myself.
Paying full retail, mind you.
Oh yeah, I'm paying full price. There's no deals for myself. I'm going to buy a rudder for $2,000. I'll go through the whole list, in fact.
So what is this rudder? We'd say rudder for $2,000. You're talking about a
Swift small horizontal V3 rudder, $2,000. So I've got basically horizontal packages brand new, small and the rudder. I am also buying a Swift vertical for $4,000.
Yep.
So I'm going to have a brand new centerboard. Completely brand new.
So what's your which vertical? So you're going on
brand new Swift
run me through
horizontal.
What's your total Swift foil package?
Yeah, Swift vertical and horizontal.
But you don't currently make a rudder. What are you doing?
I have found, and you can bring it up for our viewers, an Exocet Mark 1 rudder, the one that was laminated onto the horizontal. But luckily, this one does not have the horizontal on it. So. With some minor tweaking, the Swift 2.4 variant of the V3 rudder will fit onto the Exocet old school vertical. So I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to buy that because that's very cheap. Our friend Ross Harvey is selling that for £789. But in the comments, you'll find that it's a little bit negotiable, so probably a little bit less.
Yep.
So I'm buying that. So I've got a very good
someone's already
package.
pinged you, Luka.
Yeah, look, I've got a foil package on this boat now that's equivalent to what somebody like Tom Burton that came third in the awards is using.
Yep.
He's got the Swift package at the front. He's got the Exocet rudder vertical with a Swift V3. So in terms of foils, we've got a boat that's top 3 in the world.
Yep.
Plus we've got a sail that's current world champion sail
and
the mast.
Yep. Wings.
Now wings, this is where a little bit of carbon work comes in. I'm going to buy for $350 some carbon and resin, and I'm going to buy some eBay tubing for my new bowsprit.
Right.
And that takes me up to the $20,000 budget. All those combined, I'm at $20,000. So talking quickly through the hull modifications.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to
just so you know,
sand the whole boat.
So this boat that was, when it was built, it was using, I think, A-class mast.
A-class cats, wing
so
bar
they're already
section.
really nice.
Yeah.
But they're just low.
This is why I
profile.
bought this.
Yeah.
It's a bargain. So I'm going to cut those beautiful wing bars at the point where the compression struts join onto the where the stays attach essentially at the front, and I'm going to kink the front wing tube up by about 10 degrees to get my high front wing bars. I'm going to leave the rear wing bar as it is, and that's when I'm going to get the washout effect. And this is something I've done with my boat, where if you have a tram that doesn't attach to the front of the wing bar, it will essentially bridge across from the high sidebar to the hull, and then it will, if it goes around the rear wing bar, it'll wash out. So you get the same effect of the washout wing bar, but without the expense of having a curved front wing bar. So all I've done is I've just kinked the front wing tube. That's it.
Yep.
Relaminated the ends because
not
obviously,
perfect, but a good compromise.
Yeah, look, for somebody that's just got into the class, it's quite easy. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go on eBay, because that's where I love getting all my moth parts from.
Yep.
And I can get carbon tubing, 30mm diameter tube, for about $28, I think, Australian, for carbon tube, 1 meter long.
Yep.
I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy some 10mm diameter tubes and an 8mm diameter tube to go to make my telescopic wand, and I'm going to fabricate my telescopic wand and my bowsprit for the total cost of $150. And I reckon I've got a pretty good thing. I've got a boat that's got aero wing bars, that's got small tramps, because they're currently small.
So you're just doing a rough $20,000.
$20,000, and I reckon you can go and beat slingers if you can hike as hard as you can.
Well, I think your package is better, just because. But I couldn't buy. You got there first, so I couldn't buy those parts that already been sold. So
I did beat you to the punch.
I was deliberately not buying those. But just so you know, with my $3,050 worth of boat work budget, so I actually am cheaper than you from that allowance, but I do have more work to do, right? So I came in at $19,969.
That's very good.
So if I was if I had my carbon kicking around the house and stuff, and I could get that, I reckon I'm actually down around probably the 17K mark. Yeah. So can you get a boat on the water that's competitive for less than 20K?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it going to look pretty? No, it absolutely is not.
No, but that's not important. Look, I mean, this is quite viable. You could physically do this. A much easier option would be to just buy a second-hand Mark II and learn how to use it, because that's probably the biggest part of your speed. Particularly when you're starting out, you don't need a $50,000 Exocet. But
that wasn't the challenge.
That wasn't the challenge.
So thanks, Brent, for your question.
Yeah.
If you like this show and you want to see more, help us out. Jump on YouTube, hit subscribe and like. Tell your friends, share it.
Tell your friends that you can be competitive in Moths for not a lot of money, not any more than a brand new Wasp.
If you're listening on the podcast, jump into iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. We would really appreciate that. If you want to find out what the beaker moth, what makes the beaker moth so fast, have a look up here. If you want to find out what Carl Stone got up to over here,
See you next time.